Let's take a look at another really cool Kali tool called Recon-ng. And it's laid out a whole lot like Metasploit, which we'll take a look at soon. It has modules. What we're going to do is look at the modules. We're going to create a workspace, which is just a project. We'll give it some kind of name. We'll list the various workspaces. We'll choose our particular one. We'll add some target domains. We're going to use a particular website to search about those domains. And then we're going to add another module, or actually we will, once we find it, we'll add that particular module. And we're going to, once we do that, we're going to resolve these to IP addresses, and we're going to see what we have. Then we're going to use a plugin called FreeGeoIP to try to find geolocation coordinates for these things. We'll look at the hosts. We'll also see if there are any cross-site scripting vulnerabilities, and we talk about cross-site scripting further on in the class, and we'll create a report from us, the hacker, to our customer, and we'll say where this report will be and what it'll be called. So let's try this now. I'm going to have this over here. I've got Kali handy, and let's try it. So let's first of all Recon-ng. And when you see a bunch of red like this, let me just bring this over and expand it so you can see. You don't get freaked out by the red here. What this is Recon-ng saying, I don't have any API keys. Now an API key is basically just used for authentication for an application, for an app. And you can get API keys for all these various sources, including Flickr, Shodan, Google, Twitter, GitHub, Pwned List, Jigsaw, Bing. Some of them you can get for free. Like I think the Google one is, you can get like a test one or an eval one for free. Others you have to pay for, like Shodan for sure you have to pay for. It's well beyond the scope of this class to start getting API keys, but once you see how this works, if you want to pursue it, there are tutorials on the internet. So we can see that there are a number of reconnaissance modules and reporting modules and import modules and a few exploitation modules and discovery modules. Let's use some of these. So let's show modules. And we can see that the modules are organized by the type. So we've got the recons, the imports, the exploitations, the discoveries, and you can see they're laid out sort of hierarchically. So within the recon modules, there's companies-contacts. Notice that it is plural, and then there's a module inside that, more modules inside those. Companies-multi, contacts-contacts, credentials-credentials, contacts-profiles, contacts-domains. We're going to use several of these, so a variety of recon modules here. And then different reporting modules for CSV format, HTML format, and others. So we've seen some of the modules. Let's create some workspaces. So let's just say, first of all, workspaces. Press enter. And it says you have to say workspaces. You either have to list or add or select or delete something. Well, let's say up arrow workspaces. Well, up arrow, well, first of all, I'll make sure that I'm clicked in here. Up arrow workspaces list. And there are some here already this is from a different class. So let's just create one, workspaces, and in this case we're going to add, and we'll call it project 1. Add project 1. And it's reminding us, hey, you don't have any API keys for these things, and that's okay. I mean, we're not going to go that deep right now. Let's workspaces list again, and assuming that I type it properly, there is project 1. So we're going to use that one. And so let's select workspaces, select project 1. And so what you set up in one project will be in that project and not in other projects. It's particularly good if you're experimenting and you totally screw things up and you screw up your database. Just create a new project and start fresh. Okay, so let's add a few domains here. Let's add certifiedhacker.com, hackingblogs.com, and kali.org. You can try a variety of them, whatever ones you like. Add domains, certifiedhacker.com, add domains, hackingblogs.com, add domains, kali.org. You can add whatever you like. Now let's see what modules we have to do reconnaissance based on netcraft. Search netcraft, not case sensitive. I see that there is one right here, a domains host. So we're going to load this one. I'm going to select, or I basically what I did was I held down my left mouse key and I just clicked and dragged to highlight. Right click, copy. Let's load, space, and right click paste. Okay, let's press enter and let's run this. See if the netcraft module can find us different things. And so some hosts are popping up. That's great. And in a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can resolve these to IPs. So as soon as this is done. So, all right, 38 new hosts found. Let's search resolve. Search resolve. And there is one, host resolve. Let's see if we can resolve these hosts. Let's just select copy. Now you can say load or you can say use. Either one will work. Right click, paste, enter. Okay, we've loaded that module here. Let's run this. See if we can resolve. Aha, here come the IP addresses. Okay, great. Now with that, let's show the hosts that we have right now. We have this big fat old table of hosts, and I'm very sorry that it's really wide and hard to look at, but we can see a whole bunch of hosts here, and these are just table entries, entry number 14, 15, 16. If I try to expand this, maybe we can just see this table just a little more intelligently. Yeah, there we go. So we can see all of the table entries that we have for all the hosts we discovered. Okay, great. So now what else are we doing here? Let me just kind of scoot this over a bit. And what are we going to do? Let's try to see if there is the free GeoIP module that we can add. So let's search free GeoIP. Yes, there's one here. Let's use it. We can say either load or use. So I'm just going to say use this time. And I'm just going to copy and paste. Right click, copy. Right click, paste. And I could have said load, but this time I'm saying use. It doesn't matter. They both work. Run. So let's see if we can run this thing. It's saying error city. So we are running into an issue. Free GeoIP here. And what do we have here? We're searching. Let's see if we have anything here. We ran into one thing. Can we show hosts again? Was it able to do anything for us? Let's expand this. So now this is one of those cases where we are unable to get one of these cases where there we go. Let me just try to expand this. Was it able to find anything for us? No. The free GeoIP did not give us anything. It didn't give us what we wanted. So region, country, latitude, longitude couldn't locate these, unfortunately, by IP. All right, that's too bad. And it gave us an error message here. It was saying, there is an error in the Python script, which is way beyond the scope of this class to try to go fixing any Python scripts. So that one didn't work too well. That's too bad. I wonder if any of these has the cross-site scripting vulnerability. Let's see if we can use that vulnerability module here. Okay, so let's search XSS posed. And there's one there. Let's see if we can load this one and see if any of these turn up to have a cross-site scripting vulnerability. Chances are good they won't, but you never know. Use or load. Right-click and paste this. Press enter. And let's run this one. And so it's going to go down the line and see if any of these have this, and then we'll create a report. No vulnerabilities. Okay, so they've all been patched up. Let's try to create a report now. So let's use reporting-html. Remember how we saw the reporting modules. Use or load, either one, reporting /html, not dash, and show options, because we have to put in a little bit of information here. We have to say who the creator is and who the customer is and the path and name of the file. So let's do that. Let's set, so we're going to set here. Let's set the creator, and actually it's not case sensitive, hacker, that's us. Let's set the customer, kali.org. And let's set the file name to be on our root desktop, like that. And what shall we call it? Like they say, results.html. Enter. And let's run. Okay. And if we move this out of the way, we should see, there it is right there. Ta-da! Let's double click it, open it up. It should open in Firefox. And let's see what there is. So here's our result here. Here's a summary. Here are the domains. Here are the hosts that we found. Unfortunately, the module blew up on us, and it did not give us this geolocation information. That's too bad. And we have there's nothing to show in the vulnerabilities either. Okay. This barely touches the surface of Recon-ng. If you are interested, you can go farther. There are other geolocation modules you can experiment with. You can even use them to use social media to geolocate and have push pins on maps of different things. So I encourage you to try. It's a little daunting at first. It's beyond the scope of this class to go too deep into any one particular tool, because with the exception of maybe Nmap and Netcat, you probably aren't going to be tested on specific tools, just more on concepts. But if you want, explore Recon-ng more, because it is really, really interesting. Let me just show you again. So let us show modules. So many things we can do. Contacts, profiles, Shodan, Twitter, YouTube. Look at that, push pins. So many things and then Flickr, Picasa, Twitter. You can go on and on and on. See if you can find some articles on getting an API key. It will be a little bit frustrating, and you'll probably have to edit a Python script, but you might be able to find an article that'll tell you, or some blogs that'll tell you how to fix some of the Python scripts, and just see how far you can go, because Recon-ng is a terrific open source intelligence gathering tool.